So these verses just keep getting better and better. So we are moving now into Psalm 62, verse 6. No. Verse 7. I'm sorry. So we've talked about submitting to him, that he only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense and fortress, and I shall not be moved. Verse 7. For with God rests my salvation and my glory. He is my rock of unyielding strength and impenetrable hardness, and my refuge is in God. If you don't do this, or if you really need this shot in the arm, read these to yourself every morning. This is what he's doing. He's reminding his soul, for with God rests my salvation and my glory. He is my rock of unyielding strength and impenetrable hardness, and my refuge is in God. Remind yourself over and over and over, and that tears down those strongholds of reason where we would find ways to resist or oppose the Word of God, that we would find ways to determine that it cannot happen and that it would never happen. And here's all the reasons why. But it is with God that my salvation rests. And my glory. So it says, with God rests my salvation. So I want to talk about that rest. Y'all, it is settled. We know that God is not changing and he is not moving. Let's go back to James. Apparently I'm going to be in James today, or this week. James 1, and he says, every good and perfect gift is from above, and it comes down from the Father of all that gives light. He says, in whom there can be no variation or shadow cast by his turning. The Father, in whom there is no, I'm going to read the King James says, no variableness nor shadow of turning. No variable. He is consistent. He is not moving. And these terms here, where there is no variation, rising or setting, or shadow cast by his turning, as in an eclipse. So you can think about the sun, a sunrise, sunset, and clearly it moves across the sky, or the earth moving, during the day. But it shifts positions from what we see, right? But see, God, there is no shifting in his position. And so, when this says that my salvation and glory rests with God, it is safe. It is not going anywhere. It is settled and done. Some things or definitions for rest that I want to share is freedom from activity or labor. And I want you to think about this in that your salvation rests with God, that it is settled. There is no more labor for your salvation. Psalm 110, verse 1 tells us that the Lord has said to the Messiah, sit at my right hand. So we know that Jesus' work, his redemptive work, is finished, and he's sitting. Your salvation is settled. There's no question. Another definition of rest is to cause to be firmly fixed, to remain confident, or to sit fixed or supported. Now you think about that. You have this rock, this immovable rock, and on that rock is your salvation. It is settled, it is fixed, it is supported, It is that anchor for our soul that cannot break down under the weight of whoever steps out upon it. It remains confident and firmly fixed. For with God rests your salvation. We'll pick up here tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye, y'all.